Welcome back to H3 Weapon Deep Dive. We've got 1 and 2 for you today. We've got M1 and M2 for you today. We are in the carbine category, and we are looking at the most carbine of the carbines you've ever carbined. We are in home SMG rifle carbine. We're looking at the M1 carbine. It is chambered in .30 carbine. Of course. It's got a 15-round magazine in the spawner, and if we look at the M2 carbine, chambered in .30 carbine, it's got a 30-round magazine in the spawner, but guess what? They are interchangeable, so you got 15 and 30 round for either one. What's the difference? Well, one's got wood on the top, one's got metal on the top, one's got semi-auto, and one's got semi and full auto. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Let's take a closer look at these. Let's check them out. Let's take a look at the controls on the M1. Down on the trackpad, we'll actually eject the magazine. Kind of surprising on a gun this old, but it's got a magazine eject. We've got our selector switch here. It is visible on the right side. Left on the trackpad, we'll switch between safe, which is towards the trigger, and semi, which is away from the trigger. This gun is semi-auto only. It does not lock the bolt back when it's empty, unfortunately, so you've got to rack it yourself manually. It does, however, have a bolt catch and release. If you hold the bolt back and hold right on the trackpad and release, it will actually catch it, and if you press up on the trackpad, it will release it. It's kind of odd. What else do we got on this guy? I think that is it as far as controls go. Let's move on to the M2. Let's look at the controls on the M2. The difference is that this one goes full auto as well. So we've got safe, semi, and full auto controls on this one. Down on the trackpad, we'll still eject the magazine, same as the other one. The bolt will also not lock open on empty, but the bolt catch does work with right on the trackpad to catch it and up on the trackpad to release it. Let's get this guy empty. Yeah, so it does not lock open on empty, so you got to deal with that yourself each time. And here is your selector switch. We've got safe, which is towards the shooter, and fire, which is away. And then to decide whether or not you are semi or full auto, there is another selector switch which you have to use your offhand for, and click it there with the trigger. So if it's towards the shooter, it is semi. If it's away from the shooter, it is full auto. Took me a while to find that sucker. See what attachments will fit on the M1. Where is the rails? Oh no, no rails on this gun. Not surprising whatsoever. Let's look at the muzzle brake. Yes, it will take a muzzle brake, so we can test that. How about a suppressor? Oh, neat. And we'll take a suppressor on there. Fancy, fancy. Barrel extension will also work, and the muzzle brake, or the rail adapter. All important battle spatula. Yes, battle spatula will go. Will the battle spatula go here? No, just goes on the barrel. Okay. Will a foregrip go anywhere on here? Will a foregrip go out there? No. That sure looks like a bayonet lug to me, but what do I know? All right, moving on. Let's check out the M2. I believe it's the same. Still no rails. Still not surprised. Foregrip? No, no foregrip. Barrel. Let's look at the barrel. All right. Muzzle brake. Yep. Give me. Suppressor. Yep. Barrel extension. Yes. Rail adapter. Yes. Give me. All right. Battle spatula. Yes. Battle spatula will go on the barrel and not on the other thing. Okay. What else we got? I think that's it. Let's check out our iron sights on the M1. All right, we got a rear aperture and front post with wings. Pretty good. Nice. It's a pretty small rear aperture. Let's see if they are adjustable. Oops, I don't think they are. Nope, doesn't look like they are adjustable, so you just get that one aperture. Ooh, yeah, that is really small. Okay, let's move on to the M2. Same dealio. Let's see if they're adjustable. No, doesn't look like they're adjustable. How about this little knob on the side? No. So you get the same aperture, get the same sight picture. Ooh, okay. However, there is a specialty M1 scope, an actual scope. Check this out. Look at that. How cool is that? It goes on the M1 or the M2. Got a nice optic there. I don't know the magnification. Doesn't look like much. Maybe 2. Doesn't look like a whole lot there. But not a bad picture. It'll work. Better than nothing, that's for sure. Here's the trick. Oh, it is adjustable in terms of... There we go. You got to touch the eyepiece. That's how you get the variability to come up, the adjustability rather to come up. Base 0, 25, 50, 75, 100, 150, 200. So that's interesting. That's a really fine tuning for short ranges, but it is a carbine. So, you know, makes sense. In order to take this off, you want to click the eyepiece again. And clicking down here, we usually end up grabbing the foregrip, so or the magazine or the controls over here. So you got to click the eyepiece and then press down to take it off. Took me a while to find that. All right, let's run our recoil test. I'm going to run 30 rounds of the 30 carbine. Let's run it with the optic for maximum coolness. Here we go. All right, 8.43, which is pretty good considering it's a 30 caliber. Not bad. Let's try our muzzle brake. .877, so a little better, but not much. Finally on to our suppressor. It looks like a completely different gun. All right, 9.2 average, not too bad for 30 caliber, 30 carbine rather. All right, let's move on to the M2, and we're going to do it in full auto. Hey, 9.13, really nice. Look at that, that's a nice group. Let's try it with the muzzle brake. Ooh, 923. Now we're talking, getting pretty good. And finally, the suppressor. Yeah, 9 even. That's not too bad. Kind of hoping for a little better, but it's a good group. Well, there you have it, the M1 and M2 carbines in 30 carbine. In the carbine category. Till next time, I will see you. Oof. There we go. That's more like it.